Hello, hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Welcome to Stars with Stasi, where no matter who or what you are on this cosmic journey, you are welcome here. I'm Stasi, your trusted psychic, intuitive reader, and fellow Scorpio. This is our weekly reading for the week of November 19th through November 25th. And Scorpio season starts this week. This year in 2025, Scorpio season starts on November 22nd. So I am so excited to do this reading. If you are new here, welcome home. And for returning subscribers, welcome back. All right, it is our season. The veil is thin. We've been prepping for this all year. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's see what the universe has in store for us. This reads, release shame. Yes, Scorpio, let it go and let that energy flow. This is our time. You know we are masters of the rebuild. So this year, as you rebuild, have gratitude for anything that's happened in your life, no matter how you perceived it in the moment. Release any shame. Right? We are doing the best we can with the information that we have. I say that at every reading. Release shame and get back in that game, Scorpio. It is time. I love Scorpio season. We all do. Life supports me is what this reads, and I love that. Life supports me. Life created me to be fulfilled. I trust life, and life is always there at every turn. I am safe. Life created me to be fulfilled, Scorpio. Yes. All right. And then we have, do your thoughts need a reboot? Focus on the good in your life. Absolutely. Focus on the good. I always say thoughts become things. Project it, connect it, expect it, Scorpio. That is how you bring things into manifest form. And as we are approaching and in our season, Scorpio is a master of the rebirth, the rebuild. The phoenix rises again. So focus on the good in your life. Turn off the negativity. Release anything or anyone, any project, anything that isn't meant for you, and be the magician. Here we go, right there. You can manifest anything with the power of thought. You see that lemniscate above the magician's mind right there. Thoughts become things. We go from the magician to the Two of Pentacles. You might be torn between two different ways of life. You might be torn about what this season, this exciting year will bring you. Lean into that you are meant to be fulfilled. Okay? Lean into that. And everything else can just Teflon, let it roll. Let it just go. Let it go. Oh, I'm getting pings. Give me 1 second. Scorpio, this is very exciting. Okay. This is what I want us to comment. Comment below, I am Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. And then let me know your solar return date. When were you born? And are you a Scorpio sun, moon, rising? What's your Scorpio placement? That'll enter you into next week's mini reading. So I'm a Scorpio. Here we've got the Page of Cups. I'm going to lay these all out really quick. Let's see. Oh, yes, we've got 8 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and the Sun card. Oh, hallelujah. Yes. So the 8 of Pentacles right there, you are focusing on what you want. Ace of Pentacles, something new materializes for you. And the Sun card, come on, that is the brightest star in the sky. That is joyous energetics, right, coming forward for you. You go from the 2 of Pentacles, like, which way do I go? 6, 7. I can't believe I just said that. That's my kid. My kid and I have that joke all the time. If you're not familiar with that term, it's literally nonsensical. It's like, I digress. The point is that we also have a Page of Cups. Pages are youthful energy. They're curious. They are seekers, right? They're very curious energy. And this is about emotional fulfillment. What's going to bring you joy? And Scorpios really sit down and say, all right, you know what? That's it. I'm going to focus. I'm going to buckle down, release this shame. I know that the universe is meant to do more with me. I'm meant to co-create more. And when you want more, when you desire a different path, it doesn't mean that you're not grateful. It doesn't mean that you're greedy. It doesn't mean that you're unfulfilled. It means that you're seeking more emotional fulfillment. You're seeking joy. You're seeking safety. What are you seeking this year? Put it in your mind. Again, project it. Thoughts become things. Connect it to your divine highest self and then expect it. That's it. Expect it. There's no, is it going to happen? Yes, it's going to happen. If you truly desire it, that means it is meant for you. It's in your catalog of life. Pick it, put it in your in cart, and expect that arrival. Yes, Scorpio. Here we've got the Six of Cups coming forward. Oh, and as I said that, the candle went out. Our messages have been heard right there. Like that spirit right there. Because that's a new candle. I've got the Six of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Page of Swords. So I love this because, again, pages, curious, they're seekers, students, right? They're eager. And this is energy of seeking something fulfilling, seeking knowledge, communicating what's important to you, because we've got that Queen of Swords energy. Queen of Swords, Six of Cups. Six of Cups can show up in different ways. I've always said this could be something coming back from the past. It could be a pattern that attempts to reemerge. Queen of Swords is not having it. Okay, the Queen of Swords is keen, K-E-E-N, keen, intellectual. She has the ability to cut through illusions. Remember that queens, when we say a queen is the feminine, we mean receptive in tarot. That is receptive energy, right? Open to new ideas, open to the truth of the matter, open to removing, releasing, refining, you name it. But it's there to eliminate unhealthy patterns. It's there also, you could be considering bringing more joy into your life by rediscovering a hobby. And I've talked about that in several videos. It's come up recently where I talk about, potentially doing something in the creative, in the arts, because you don't have to be someone who works out there in the 3D or works for a corporation. You could definitely be retired, or you're just looking for something to do in your free time that brings you joy again because you're busy grinding at school or at work or with kids, right? So you have to find something that fulfills you. But I feel like this Eight of Pentacles is also Scorpios looking for new streams of income, that brings them joy at the same time. This also comes across as like fulfilling a life's mission. Now, hear me out because I'm channeling this. What I'm hearing is, how should I word this? There is a diversion in your path. You're given a choice. You're able to look at two options, but the universe says, we want you to really be perfectly imperfect. You're going to stumble along the way, but we want you to consider this path. What do you think about that? Now, do what you want, right? But you have to have the will to do it. You have to discover your true will. Know thyself. So this is a time also where you're going to be very introspective and considering multiple options. That Two of Pentacles, that 6-7 energy, right? It doesn't, you can't, there's no wrong answer, but the universe wants you to choose and to focus and to put a lot of energy into something. With the Sun card coming forward, and we also have the Six of Cups, which is the Sun in Scorpio. So we've got a lot of energy here, a lot of positive energy. It looks like the universe is granting you, right? The green light comes forward. Yes. Remember, comment below. I'm a Scorpio. Tell me your placements. Tell me the month and the date, or the month and the day that you were born, right? Are you an October Scorpio? Nicer, probably a little bit more social. Probably a little bit more bougie. Are you a November Scorpio like me? right? We're dark. We stay inside. We see, we know, we hear. We're on to you. So let's see. We've got the Knight of Wands, the Six of Wands, the 10 of Wands. Wow. So wands. Wands represent action. Wands represent energy, drive, desire, the fight, the good fight. But it is, I mean, it represents sex. It represents a lot of different things. But think of like the color red when you think of, I mean, that's what I do. It represents the fire, actually. So there we go. So Knight of Wands, knights are in pursuit of, they are moving forward. You see, all the knights are always on a horse. Horses are strong, right? One of the strongest, fastest animals. Well, I don't know about fastest, but they're definitely very, very strong. I think there's probably a couple of animals a little bit faster than a horse, but the horse, think of horsepower. And then we have winning with the Six of Wands, victory. And again, sixes are harmonious union, balance, things coming into right relationship. So I feel like this is where all of your energy, right? You're really on the go. You start this year off and end it as well, much lighter. Things are, coming together because you're pursuing it for yourself. Let me see here. We've got the Magician card with the Knight of Wands. This is strong manifesting energy. The Two of Pentacles, wondering which way do I go? That Two of Pentacles is met with success with this Six of Wands. And what I love here is this Page of Pentacles is being clarified by the 10 of Wands. Remember, this person here has, picked up all of the things they've harvested all year long. They're heading home. They're going to release it, right? This has been heavy. This is, these are all the things you've picked up all year. The lessons, the dramas, the traumas, the successes. This is everything that's gone on since your last solar return. And that can be burdensome in the sense of it can be a lot to carry if throughout the year you don't look at it and say, all right, I don't need to carry this anymore. I can hand this over. This career, this job, this relationship, this path isn't fulfilling. And then we try to fix and fix and fix because we're fixed signs, right? So we are not always so eager to start a change. But once we get that ball rolling, once we create the time and the space for change, there's no stopping the transformation of Scorpio. So that's where we are right now. This week, right, is a huge catalyst for refinement and also for success. Things really start to make a lot of sense. You ended a relationship during the eclipse. All of a sudden you can see every single freaking reason why. It starts to make all of the sense. Things are tough at work, the government shut down, you name it, right? And you had to do something different. All of a sudden you see why. You see why you took that trip. You see why you did XYZ. This is a big deal. I'm also getting images of holidays being a little bit tough. Well, give me 1 second. What is that? Okay, bear with me because this is not in the cards. It's just what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a holiday table, right? And I'm feeling anxiety on part of Scorpio, like, oh, this is going to be hard. I don't know that I want to do this. So maybe, and forgive me, I have to honor this message. Maybe you've lost a parent this year and this is your first holiday or a new holiday without that person, without the matriarch, the patriarch, someone that you really loved. I'm even seeing like this is true for people who ended any kind of relationship, whether it was ended with your participation, like, you divorced, something changed, or if this is because someone passed. And I'm feeling like Scorpio is having second thoughts, anxiety, building up to this get together. But actually, the universe is saying you are safe. This will be a catalyst for healing. You will enjoy this time, believe it or not. It becomes clear. And if it is someone who has passed, I've said this in the most recent video, they're always with you. Ask for signs. Look for the synchronicities. That's your spirit team. wanting to greet you, wanting to let you know, hey, I'm still here. We're watching. We're not judging. Live your life. Let go of the heaviness. I don't want you to live that way. I'm getting a little emotional because it's so many. Let me hold on. I got to create a boundary with that space because I, excuse me, Scorpio. You know how it is on this channel. I literally channel, and it can be emotionally overwhelming. The best thing I can say is that they want the best for you. They want you to remember them through recipes, remember them through, lighting a candle, right? I was born on Dia de los Muertos. And so, we do like an ofrenda where we just have a lot of offerings and pictures and prayer time around our loved ones. So keep your loved ones in memory if you've lost them in that sense, because you haven't really lost them. They're just redefined their relationship with you and the energetics around it. So excuse me. Respectfully, I'm going to try to disengage from this energy, but it's just a lot of reminders that it's okay to keep living your life. You're meant to be fulfilled. You're not meant to hang on to past things. If you feel like you didn't say goodbye, you didn't have a chance for closure, it is okay. There is no judgment because of that. They see things from a different perspective. Okay, the veil's getting thin. I'm going to keep going. I love you guys. Bear with me. Okay. So again, comment below. I'm a Scorpio. When's your solar return? What's your placement? Is this resonating with you? Because it's coming through so strongly. I've got the 7 of Swords clarifying the 8 of Pentacles. Lots of 6s, which is great for us. I've got the 6 of Pentacles clarifying the Ace of Pentacles. And the 7 of Wands. Okay, so 7s are a very spiritual number for starters, very spiritual, but they're also a disruptive number in many ways, right? It's a catalyst number in my mind. That's how I always see it. Here, when we're talking about the 7 of Swords and the 7 of Wands, we're talking boundaries. We're also talking strategy. So something here about a couple of things are coming through. There may be something going on if you're a working individual. There may be something going on with a client, with someone that is a little bit closer to you than what's probably appropriate in the workplace. And I don't mean romantic partnership, although if that is you, something has to change there. I feel it. But for the most part, like you've gotten too close to somebody in the workplace, you may need to build some stronger boundaries and focus back on what you're meant to create and what you're meant to do. Don't trust everybody just because they happen to share of their time and energy with you. That's coming through really clearly. And if you're being redirected, it's for your own protection. So just keep your eyes open this week, and pay attention to what people are, how they're behaving, not just what they're saying. Okay. I have to just honor that. So with this 8 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords, I also think that it's just about building a strategy around the redirection that you're taking. So that comes through. But the Ace of Pentacles with the 6 of Pentacles, I do have to say this again, it's coming through very strongly. And I saw this 2 weeks ago. If you are looking for a loan, scholarship, if you're looking for finances, Scorpios are meant to absorb other people's money, settlements, all those things. So this is a great time to take action and ask for what you need, because here we have somebody being very generous so that you can do the thing. And this is pretty strongly revolving around some type of financing for either a business or school, homes. And we are rebuilding, right? And we're refining. So if you are needing assistance with something, ask for it, fill out the application, do the thing. The universe says really pay attention to the fine print, pay attention to contracts, really get another set of eyes on it if you need to, but things are manifesting for you. we go back to this Sun card with the Seven of Wands. Everything is definitely going to align, but you've got to create the space for you. You have to create the space for successes. You've got to create the space for opportunities, and you have to create the space and the boundaries for being able to separate what's yours and what belongs to someone else. They don't want you to get caught up in other people's BS. I'm not sure what that. Give me 1 second. Separate the channel of the mind from the channel of the heart this week. And there's something there, especially if you are emotionally feeling some sort of way or anxious about upcoming holidays, about your birthday celebration, whatever that is. This is a general reading, so a lot is coming through. I've got a lot of spirit energy coming through in this very moment. So again, if you're looking for a personal message, please head over to my website at starswithstasi.com. All the links are always in the description box. I have a legitimate website with a scheduler, all the things. It's a real business. So, you know, you can find me on Instagram. I say that because this is overwhelming, the amount of spirit energy that's coming through. This happens every year. But yeah, I would definitely encourage everyone to just release heaviness. There is something coming through, a feeling like you didn't say or do the right thing when you had the chance. Let that go. It's not true. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. True story. I've got the King of Swords with the Six of Cups, the Five of Cups clarifying the Queen of Swords, and then the Page of Swords being clarified by the Eight of Swords. For as much as I was really questioning, like, oh, why is this going everywhere? I'm starting to see that it's the mental energy that might show up this week. And so the universe is saying, listen, we're going to need you to focus. You do have options getting laid out for you. And you do have all of the sudden the pull and the desire to go in a different direction. And it's a little bit sudden, right? Like it might have started last week, like in the last couple of days. And now as we're entering our season, the pull gets stronger to actually do the thing which you hadn't necessarily considered before. For some people, this is going to be something completely brand new, a brand new partnership, a brand new, and I mean brand new idea. And the universe says that's going to be a very strong pull. At minimum, investigate it because it's going to keep coming back around. That's why they're showing me that Six of Cups again. So, oh, interesting. Okay, so I just realized that the Six of Cups is being clarified by the King of Swords. And that Six of Cups, like I said, is something coming back around. And they're asking me to just lean into this. The King of Swords is a builder, leadership, logical thinking. The King of Swords can make very difficult decisions. Remember, kings are action-oriented. Queens receive, kings take action. Action of the mind, communication, decisions. The reason the king is so successful at making these long-term making these difficult decisions that have long-term impact is because they quiet the emotional. And sometimes even, sometimes this can be tough because we are water signs. They're saying quiet the heart song, quiet this, and allow the intellect to take over because there is decisions that must be made and you start seeing what your options are more clearly than ever this week and throughout our season. The Queen of Swords with this Five of Cups. Let go of that shame. They're taking me here with this. Release the shame. They're saying, Scorpio, it wasn't a failure. It wasn't abandonment. It wasn't anything. They're saying it's not personal. So again, you're going to have to know what this is for you. This is going to be different for everyone, but there's a huge message here. This was not personal. This was vibrational. It wasn't personal, it was vibrational. It needed to happen in this way. Stop lamenting. Move it along. That's a big deal. Because with this Page of Swords and this Eight of Swords can very much be, you see how this person here is actually not imprisoned by these swords. They can choose to step out of it, but first they've got to be able to see clearly. They have to release this bondage, and it's a mental game here. And the Page of Swords is saying, yeah, you know, I'm curious. I want to learn more. I'm meant to do more. My life can be more fulfilling. And it's like getting unstuck this week. Scorpio, this is actually a very good and motivational reading. It's a reminder that you are enough. You're more than enough. You're perfectly imperfect. Life supports you. The universe is working for you. When we have changes, and especially the more mature you are, you can understand that this is a pattern. It's a cycle. We do it every single year. We rebuild, the rebirth, we come out stronger. I mean, I've never seen another sign reinvent themselves the way Scorpios do. And that is a flex. That is our major flex. Trust me on that. I've been around for a minute. I'll be 50 this year. Woo! It's the big one. So tell me when your solar return is. Comment below. I am a Scorpio. I feel like before we get into the free mini read, I'm just going to pull a feel-good card. We're not going to do the shadow work because I think that this reading actually laid it out for us that, you know, any guilt, anything like that, any lamenting, thinking about, oh, I should have done it differently. No. It was a catalyst for change. And now change is here. I have to say this, I said this I say this every year around our time, but it's because they remind me. As the year comes to a close, meaning the calendar year, always remember your physical vessel is super important. Your mental health is super important. Your dental, all the stuff. Get your mind, your body checked. Go to the doctors, get your blood work, do what you got to do, right? Make sure that you've got a plan in place, and I'm just seeing things, emergency contacts, all that stuff. This is a lot. I'm seeing get your paperwork in order, just have all that stuff prepared, whatever that looks like. 1 second. Also, depending on where you live, you might be experiencing you may be experiencing less hours of daylight. And so you may want to consider, and this is a strong suggestion, consider getting outside as much as you can, getting one of those lights that are for, I can't think of the name of it. You know, the lights that you put on that mimic sunlight. I can link one to this video, but ultimately they're all over Amazon, and it's like a daylight light. And it helps with depression and that change that happens, right? Because, you know, it's called seasonal affective disorder. And the older that you get, you're more prone to it. But many people have it just, especially if you live in a place with time changes. Okay, that's my spiel. Thank you so much. Here we go. This says, in stillness, I receive. Our final message from the universe this week. In stillness, I receive. Quiet that heart song. We're very emotional. We just are. The veil continues to thin and thin and thin as we work through our season. The more intuitive you are, the more messages you get. And even if you don't feel like you're intuitive, you were born that way. You can't deny it. Okay? Things are happening. You're on this channel for a reason. Lean into it, but also create boundaries with yourself in the spirit world so that you can hear, so that you can sense it, so you can make decisions. They're here to guide you. I am still. So in stillness, I receive. In stillness, I receive. Sometimes too much action can repel a situation because there's too much energy. Sometimes you just have to be still and know that you are God and receive what is meant for you. Thank you so much, Scorpio. Hang tight for the mini read winner. You can always hang out and learn what they're about. So, as always, remember that we are all stars from the sky with feet on the ground, doing the best we can with the information that we have. So, be kind to yourselves and each other. And may the magic that we weave and the words that we speak bring healing to all those who seek it. Happy Scorpio season. All right, the winner of last week's mini reading is Purple Blossom 11. Congratulations, Purple Blossom. I'm going to use the Witch's Tarot to do your reading. And for everybody else, have a great week ahead. Shine brightly, but I'd like you to hang out because I want us to send Purple Blossom some good, healing, loving, and protective energy. Purple Blossom, you won fair and square, but when I did read your comment, you said that you were recently out of a domestic violence situation, that your ex vandalized your vehicle, caused you to need to move, but you were able to keep your fur babies, your kitties. So that we are grateful for each and every day. I want to send you the biggest, just good vibes, but also may you, your cats, your loved ones be protected by the armor of God. So mote it be. It is done. Now, remember, that person showed you who they really were. Don't ever forget that. You are meant to move past this. So, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, interdimensional beings overseeing this act of divination for Purple Blossom 11. Please give us the highest and best messages as we are entering, and as we have entered, our season. What advice do we have? Now, the Queen of Cups came out. Queen of Cups represents emotional nourishing. It is, she has a deep understanding of others. But then coupled with her just showed up this Queen of Wands. All right, the Queen of Wands. She's very charismatic. She has the ability to inspire others. She's a go-getter. She's the fire under that receptive energy. She's also someone who's magnetic and people want to help her. But I feel here that the universe is showing you two queens. These are the two sides of you, the temperament, the fire, the rage, and the lover, the calm, the nurturer, sorry. And so I feel like I'm seeing temperance energy, right? The Sagittarius, the balancing act of what's going to be at times anger and sadness during this time. Give me one moment. Let me see what that was. Oh, hold please. Okay. Now, I see the Knight of Pentacles. Now, it may feel like things are happening very slowly. Finding a new place, settling in. You may be in a situation where you need to create a new identity, and more than just the regular rebuild, but you may be in a situation where you're changing your phone number, changing your address, changing your neighborhood, changing your car, right? Making sure that you're not detectable, getting restraining orders, all of those things. And it may feel like things are taking a long time, but happening all at once, if that makes sense. Safety comes first. That's a big deal. I see the King of Pentacles, so I don't know if this person that you were involved with was very controlling of finances or used that in a sense to keep you close. But I feel that the rebuild of you is going to be very successful, but you've got to be discerning. You cannot repeat a pattern. Okay, I'm going to say this respectfully. You need to spend some time healing and learning who you are, because you're going to have to rebuild like a new human altogether. That was the first step in becoming a healer. So hear me out. The wounded are the greatest teachers that exist. You have survived and are about to thrive through a narcissistic breakup. That Scorpios, I mean, so many of us have to go through that. And it teaches you so much about yourself, where you didn't see the red flags or you repainted someone, where you didn't see yourself as worthy of being respected, true love, all the things. You start to see what type of issues, where this came from. And I'm not victim blaming. This is about maturing through a lesson that is super, super difficult. And when you have domestic violence show up in your life, there is a pattern there that we can't control somebody else and how they act or what they do, but we can start to see through a different lens. Queen of Swords. You can start to see through a different lens so that that doesn't come through again. We have the Fool card, a brand new beginning happening for you. Okay. And this is going to have you be a little bit more carefree in your life moving forward. You've been through some really heavy shit with this person. And now it's yes, you're going to be careful in the sense of you're not going to wrap yourself up in that kind of energy again. And you might be even a little hyper vigilant in the beginning. But this is also about you deserve fun and you deserve freedom. And that's what this Fool card is suggesting, freedom here. But there does need to be a good bit of discernment and planning when it comes to your rebuild and your safety. They're saying have an emergency contact, have a plan in place. If anything feels off or unsafe, follow your intuition. Create a paper trail. Keep documents. That's super important. I think that you said something about you're still paying for a vehicle that he vandalized or she vandalized. I'm not sure. I don't want to make assumptions. Call that into your insurance, whether or not you believe there's coverage. Make sure you have a police report. Paper trails are important. You need to keep safe. You need to make sure that there is something there because you never know when you're going to need to show a pattern existed. Trust me. I don't care if you move 18 states away. There is something here. Take that advice. And if you have children with this person, which you did not mention, so I don't think that you did, but, you know, just paper trail. Very important. What else do we have? I love this for you. The Six of Swords comes through, and I don't think that you have kids with this person because this person's here by themselves. But the Six of Swords this talks about better days ahead. You've just been through some definite shit with this person. This is the choppy waters. This is difficulty. And then you see the calm, the serene waters here. You see the mountains. And mountains can symbolize challenges, but it's a challenge that is met with success. No matter how insurmountable or how difficult the journey feels, understand that it is a strengthening. I don't know why, but I'm actually seeing Pilates, and I don't do Pilates, but what I know about Pilates is that the movements are slow, but they're so intentional. I think that's true. I've seen people do it. And it looks like it's very slow and controlled. But at the end of it, it's amazing strength training, right? And that's what they're saying. Slow and steady, intentional builds that muscle of confidence and strength. Wow. Okay. If you get this, when you get this, let me know. Do you do Pilates? I don't know, maybe because that was an interesting. It's a very good. It makes a lot of sense, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, and then I've got the King of Swords with the Nine of Wands. Remember, I said kings are action orient, like they're action. The King of Swords is the one that can make really strong and swift decisions that make lifelong effects in your life because they are made with the intellect over the emotion. You've got to set this aside. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's hard. Yes, this person screwed you over. Yes, you when you come out of this, before you get to that period of complete freedom, you're going to be pissed for a little bit. Work through that logically, right? Because this part right here, this will heal, but you've got to make decisions now. It's a time to take action. This Nine of Wands is what they call the wounded warrior, but I always see it as just the warrior that you can't take down. These 9 staves are behind this person, and they are still standing upright, right? He didn't kill you. He didn't take you down. He's not gonna, right? It's not what's going to happen here. You have been through it. And no matter what happens next, you are prepared. That's the thing. You are prepared. You're 100% prepared. And you're ready to fight the fight if you have to. But you've got to use the power of the mind over that heart. This is not something to forget, nor is it anything to forgive. Safety is paramount. We're gonna leave this with one card here of manifestation. Give me 1 second. Purple Blossom, I really do wish you the best. I do. And I feel like this was perfect timing, actually. No matter how much you're thinking, oh, it wasn't, this was horrible. This happened right at your solar return, right in time for you to rebuild. I'm wondering if it happened during the eclipse back in September. All right. The universe says, here is your affirmation. I could cry right now. This says, my home is a peaceful haven. Look at you rebuilding to a place of peace. I want you to spend some time single. This says, I bless my home with love. I put love in every corner, and my home is lovingly responds with warmth and comfort. I am at peace. I am trying so hard not to cry. I am at peace. Child, listen to me. When you get angry, look around. I don't care if you're living out of your car in that moment. You're living out of your car in peace, right? I want you to look at your cats and say, I'm at peace. This person is nowhere near me, and they're not going to be. I will file the protective order. I will, document this. I will call the police. I will have, emergency contacts. Whatever it is that you need to do, get in contact with, just find out what local areas, find out what, the word women's shelter is coming into mind, but that's not what I'm trying to say. Like, for example, in Maryland, we have something called the Women's Law Group. Find out in your state who can help with domestic violence and who can give you community and support in this moment, because it takes somebody who's been through it to understand that. But you also don't want to be codependent with anyone. You want to be at peace. So to reminisce and ruminate over what happened between two people isn't healthy. You just need potentially legal advice and direction and where you can find safety, housing, those things. Again, here's your affirmation. I bless my home with love. I put love in every corner, and my home lovingly responds with warmth and comfort. I am at peace. Purple Blossom, thank you for sharing your experience with the Starseed community. Anyone who is watching this, please take a moment and send healing and protection, and even place a comment for @PurpleBlossom11, letting them know that they are safe and this is the catalyst to the peace that they needed so desperately in their life. Thank you guys so much again. If you are watching, have a great week ahead. Shine brightly, hype this video up, like, share, subscribe, all of the good things. I will see you in just a couple of days. Shine brightly.